Alright, what's up guys? We are finally back. I know, it's been a minute. Prep became prep, and we didn't have a ton of time for videos. It's pretty stressful, it's a very difficult prep, so we just kind of didn't worry about the content and just did what I had to do. But we're back 2.5-ish weeks post Junior USAs, and I just wanted to do a little recap of everything that went down, how the prep went, plans for the future, just talk about little things, just have like a little open discussion of just everything. But let's start out with, what everybody likes to ask. How does it feel to be a pro? I don't really know. I don't know. Like, it's definitely cool to have it. I don't know that it's really set in just yet either. But yeah, I mean, nothing changes either, right? Like, it's the same stuff, just a different level. So yeah, I mean, how does it feel? I'm not sure that I can really answer that yet. It's definitely a good feeling to accomplish what you wanted to going into it. Coming out afterwards, like, I did everything I wanted to do. I won the overall even, so I was the best guy in that show. So what more can you want, right? But one thing that I kind of want to touch on too within this video is just expectations of yourself, and just sort of the mindset that most of us get into that can be very disheartening, because you're working and nothing's enough. It's never enough. You're always pushing forward, and like, even now after this win, I'm like, so what? I didn't win a pro show yet. So it's like, there's always the next step, but you shouldn't really take away from the wins that you get along the way. And I'm still learning that myself. Like, I really have struggled the last couple of weeks to feel proud about it. And I know that sounds crazy, and I don't want that to sound like, oh, like he thinks he's so great, he can't even accept the win. No, it's not that. It's just, I really just don't even know how to, I don't know how to be proud of myself, to be honest. Like, I kind of know, but not really. It's something that I struggle with. And it is difficult for me to give myself the credit that I deserve, and it's hard for me to do that. So I just wanted to voice that, open up about that, and just let people know, because, like, hey, we're all human. Like, we all have big expectations of ourselves, but that shouldn't take away from the wins that you get along the way. But anyway, after the show, I do want to thank everybody involved putting that show on. Trey, everybody with the Junior USA committee. It was a great show, ran very well. I was very happy to be at that show and compete in it, as well as all the other people that I competed with. Everybody looked great. The overall was super fun. It was actually a close overall. The win was by 1 point. So yeah, everybody who showed up, my hat's off to them. It was a great showing. Had a lot of fun. But anyway, I just kind of want to backtrack a little bit, sort of talk about the prep and how things went. This prep for me was, and I don't want to sound dramatic, like, I'm not asking for anybody's sympathy. I'm just being honest and opening up about, how things went. But this prep for me was probably the hardest one I've had, and that is kind of weird to say, even though it was only 10 weeks. It wasn't very long, but just mentally, the way that it was very stressful for me to handle, and it wasn't really for any particular reason. It was just the way that my mind processed everything this time around, and I didn't know this getting into it. It was just, when it got hard, it got really hard. That's what she said. It just never let up from there, and like, that's what you expect with preps. Like, it's not easy. It's not going to be easy, but the way, like, and I've done this before, I'm not new to it, but the way that this one was just very, very difficult, and I almost ended up like a shell of myself, like a fraction of what I am as a person. And everybody around me noticed it. Like, all the people at the gym knew that, like, I wasn't myself. I was just not the Ben that they knew. And that's gonna happen a little bit regardless through a prep. But when I tell you, like, I had nothing in me, it literally felt like I had nothing. I couldn't cry. I wasn't happy about anything. Jokes weren't funny. And, like, again, that's kind of normal to a degree within preps, but it was to the extreme, to where I just didn't enjoy anything. I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy the prep. Okay, like, the beginning of it was kind of cool to see things come down, the lines come out, the veins, everything. And then after it hit a certain point, after that point, I just hated it. I didn't like any of it. And And that's not to like complain and be whiny. It's just to be really honest about what happens within this sport, because I think people sugarcoat it and they're like, oh, I can't wait to prep. Like, I love competing. It's like, yeah, we do, but at the same time, it's not as shiny as that sounds. You know, it's really not as glamorous as people make it seem. It gets really dark. It gets really difficult, and you know, those that really do want to succeed stay in it, and they do end up succeeding, but you find out real quick who those people are, because it's one of the hardest things that you'll ever do. Food was never super low. It did get fairly low at the end, but it wasn't anything that I haven't done before. And then cardio was no more than 60 minutes for the day. We started out at 45 and it worked its way up to 60. And that's kind of what we did with that. So physically, like on paper, it shouldn't have been as hard as it was, but just the way that it went, like it was a really rough one. And I just have to thank the people around me for getting me through it, because truly, if I didn't have the support that I do, I would not have continued. I wouldn't have finished and wouldn't have done as well as I did. I've already thanked everybody individually, but I just have to say it again. Just thank you to everybody around me, because it truly wouldn't have happened without you guys. You know, moving forward, what are we doing next? That's another question that everybody likes to ask. I don't really know. I'm not sure. I wanted to do the Tampa Pro as my debut, since I live in Tampa, and it would have given me, you know, 9 weeks. I think it would have been 9 weeks after the show, or 11 actually. It would have been 11 after juniors, which is lots of time, plenty of time. But with what I just said, how that prep went, it was just too much to turn around and do it again. And you know, I think a lot of people need to be more honest with themselves and admit that, because this game is always going to push you and push you and push you. And if you don't take a second to yourself, and more importantly to your family and your friends, and sort of give back to those people that are helping you, you're going to lose yourself and you're going to end up alone and hate yourself. So just be careful. This sport never stops. They always want more from you. So if you know you need a break, take the break, you know, and that's what I'm doing. I know that I don't have it in me to go to Tampa that soon. Because just to give you an idea, like the week after the show, I didn't even want to be in the gym. I didn't really enjoy training. And normally after a show, the week after is the most fun time to train, because you're pumped, everything looks cool. It's just a good time. And I got in the gym and I got a pump and everything looked crazy, and I'm just like, I don't really care. Like, I was just burnt out. And knowing that I was in that position, I knew that I couldn't go forward to Tampa as much as I wanted to. Like, I really, really did, because there's a lot of people on my 40 that are doing Tampa, and I wanted to do it with them. And I thought that that'd be a really cool experience, but knowing what I have in me, I just don't have it in me to keep going. So I'll be supporting my friends. So that's the second best thing. More importantly, Alyssa, I'm gonna be supporting my wife in the Tampa Pro. She's gonna be doing her wellness debut. Very excited for that, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But going forward for me, really don't know. There's some options the rest of the year that I could decide to do. We'll just kind of see how it goes. I'm rebounding now, sort of growing, so to speak, and just getting my body in a healthier spot, a more comfortable spot to be able to pivot into a prep if I want to. So I'm not going to say it's over for the year. It might not be, but it might also be over. I'm not sure. For now, we're just going to get back to trying to enjoying this. And I am doing much better. I am enjoying my training. I'm having fun. I'm motivated. I'm ambitious again. But that week after the show, like, I knew that it just wasn't the time. So I'm just getting back to enjoying it. That's all I've got for today. I just wanted to give everybody a good recap of everything that's gone down, and just sort of give people an idea of what's going to happen in the future. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like it, subscribe, all that good stuff. Codes for HDMUSCLE, Iron Rebel are in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.